You know, Ramadan is such a beautiful and spiritual time. But let's be honest, that pressure to cook up these big, wonderful iftar meals every single day, it can get really tough on the wallet for a lot of families.
And that brings up a pretty big question, doesn't it? Is it actually possible to get into the true spirit of the month and have a really fulfilling Ramadan without all that financial stress hanging over you?
Well, someone actually decided to put this to the test. They took on this challenge for a whole week. Could they make delicious, satisfying iftar meals for their entire family on a super small budget? Okay, let's dive into how it went.
So the challenge kicks off on day one with a really clear idea. Start with something simple, something classic, and something that's just deeply satisfying.
The first meal was just wonderfully traditional. We're talking dates, a fresh fruit chaat, some homemade pakoras, and a nice warm cup of tea. I mean, the cost was incredibly low, but that feeling, when the whole family sat down together to break their fast, it was just priceless. Every bit as special as some huge feast.
And right away, that led to the first big takeaway of the week. It's summed up perfectly right here. The real value isn't about what's on the plate, it's about who's sitting around the table with you.
All right, let's see what happened on day 2. This day was all about an affordable staple that pretty much everyone loves.
On the menu was a simple vegetable rice with a side of yogurt raita. It's a meal that's not just easy on the budget, but you can make a ton of it to feed a lot of people. And the reaction? Apparently, the author's younger brother said it was his absolute favorite iftar of the whole week.
It's a great reminder, isn't it? That real joy, it often comes from the simplest things. You just don't need all the bells and whistles to make people happy.
Okay, for day 3, things got interesting. The theme shifted to bringing that amazing street food vibe right into the kitchen. This was such a great way to get that festive feeling going without spending a lot of money.
So they made homemade samosas and chana chaat. You can just imagine the kitchen, filled with the incredible smell of all those spices, and the whole family just buzzing with excitement asking, "Is it time yet? Is it time yet?"
Day 4 brought a little change of pace. There was a conscious decision to make an iftar that wasn't just cheap, but was also light and healthy. And this is something we can all relate to, right? You know that feeling after a heavy fried meal? You just feel kind of sluggish. But a lighter iftar, it's nourishing and it gives you that energy you really need after a long day of fasting.
So the meal was a comforting lentil soup, some boiled eggs for a bit of protein, and fresh fruit. It was just the perfect mix to feel replenished and energized for the evening prayers.
By day 5, it was time for a special treat. This was all about proving that being on a budget doesn't mean you have to be boring. Not at all.
The meal was a family favorite, chicken curry with roti. And what a beautiful way to show love, right? Just the simple act of cooking something you know your family absolutely enjoys is so much a part of the spirit of this month.
Day 6 taught a lesson in being resourceful. And this wasn't just about saving money, it was about something that's just as important, not wasting food.
I love this. This approach basically turns a problem into a delicious opportunity. Instead of tossing out what was left from the day before, they totally transformed it. That leftover curry and veggies were turned into brand new rolls and sandwiches. A zero waste, zero cost, and absolutely yummy meal.
And what a fantastic lesson for the day. It just goes to show that a little bit of creativity in the kitchen can give you some of the most unexpectedly wonderful meals.
So here we are, the final day of the challenge. And it was on this day that the most profound lesson of the entire week really hit home.
The meal itself was simple and beautiful, kind of coming full circle right back to the basics. Dates, pakoras, some fruit, and tea.
But before they started eating, the family just sat there for a moment, in quiet reflection. And in that moment, this powerful thought just struck them, and it's captured perfectly right here. It was this sudden, deep feeling of gratitude for everything they had.
When you boil it all down, this whole 7-day journey led to one powerful, simple truth. The beauty of Ramadan really doesn't come with a price tag. Because in the end, what you're going to remember isn't how much the meal cost. It's the feeling of being together, that gratitude in your heart, and the love that went into making and sharing the food. That's the real feast. And that leaves us with one final thought-provoking question that the source itself asks. After seeing everything that was learned in just 7 days, imagine the perspective you could gain if this challenge was stretched out for all 30 days of Ramadan. It's definitely something to think about.